guys, welcome back to Ferro Iron and Customs. I'm Michael, and this week got a kind of a short video this week. I've been working on the mill vise. I was disassembling it and cleaning it and found that the bed of the vise is actually broken. It had been cracked at some point. I'll show you. And repaired. You can see the weld. So when I checked the mill vise for parallel and square and see how flat the surface of the vise bed was, it had a 25 thousandths drop from the end of the platform to where the weld was, and then after the weld underneath the old vise jaw, that was the original plan, was to make new vise jaws, clean up the vise and make new vise jaws, was going to be our first milling project. But it goes down 30 thousandths, 25 or 30, and then when it hits where the vise jaw's up, it comes back to zero, where underneath the vise jaw, it comes back to zero, and then it goes up 15 thousandths. So when they welded it back together, it either warped at an angle, and that's consistent with the way the vise is laying on the table on the mill. So we're going to get into that in another video. So today I had a couple of things come in from eBay. Just got some roughing mills. I still need to do a inventory of what I have on hand that came with the mill, but I bought a couple of these. They are, I think they're 5/8, but I was going to use those for working on the vise jaws. So when we get to that, that's probably going to be a video in and of itself. And I needed to order a set of parallels, and the idea of a parallel is to keep your work parallel. And if you're 30 thousandths low at the stationary jaw on your vise, it ain't gonna be parallel. It's gonna be 30 thousandths out. So we got to fix the vise before we can move forward. But you know, this is just one of those things. It's an old machine. There's no telling when that vise jaw broke. To me, I don't know how they would have broke it unless they tightened down too tight on the, I can't throw it in the trash can is underneath this table. So this is a set of parallels. And what I thought would be fun is if we can check the consistency, unwrap the parallels, and check the consistency of this set of parallels. So I broke out my set of micrometers. So I'll bring y'all in and we'll get started on it. Okay guys, first size is supposed to be 1/2 inch. So they should measure, probably ought not to clean them too well, because this North Carolina humidity will have them rusted up and flat in no time. These parallels are supposed to be 1/2 inch, which is 500 thousandths. So all right, and if you will look at that, I don't know if y'all can see that. That stopped right on 500 thousandths, and the other end is right at 500 thousandths. The other one is also right at 500 thousandths on both ends. So we will say that those, we can assume that the 1/2 inch parallels are parallel. You know, I need to put the light coat of oil on these. Like I said, to keep them from rusting in. These, the next set is guys, don't get old. Your eyes, I swear, my vision gets worse every day. It's tough on somebody that's always had near perfect vision. I'm sure it's tough on somebody that's had to wear glasses all their lives, but alright, these are 5/8. 5/8 is 600 and I can't recall exactly what a 5/8 is, but let's see, it's measuring 600. It is measuring 625 thousandths, and that seems like that should be right for a 5/8. Yeah, so that one measures 625, and its partner also measures 625. Wow, that one is, this end measures 625. It actually measures 620. All right, let me get right down to the 10 thousandths on this, because I'm going to tell you how far off this is from one end to the other. It's 625 thousandths, and I'm going to say it's 625 thousandths, and it lines up on 1/10 thousandths mark. And this one on the other end, it's 625 thousandths, and it lines up on the 6/10 thousandths mark. So that, this one's 5/10 thousandths out of square. Well, you know, that's less than a thousandth. So hang on. Oh. Okay, guys, I'm not going to make y'all go through watching me check all of these. This is an inexpensive set of eBay parallels. So, you know, these are supposed to be 3/4, which would be 750. That one is 750 plus, oops, three 10 thousandths. The other end is 750 dead nuts. So that one's 3 10 thousandths off of parallel. This one, oh wow, that's 749, and looks like 5 10 thousandths. And that one's dead nuts. So that one's a whole half short on one end, a half a thousandths. But now that's a thousandth. So let's just say that this kit isn't, you know, 100% going to be 100% accurate. It'll be accurate within a half a thousandths, I think. So if you've never used a micrometer before, And this is not a very expensive set. I have a set of inside micrometers that are Starrett that is a really nice set, but this set was not very expensive, and I needed this. And I don't remember, I think I was measuring the crankshaft on the tractor, the largest size micrometer. So what I was going to say is, if you've never used a micrometer, come on, focus. As you can see right there, that is closed. That is 0/10,000ths. And come on, focus. Focus. Alright. Alright. So as you're turning your micrometer out, you'll see a graduated scale. So the first time 0 comes up, that's 25/10,000ths. Every time it spins, you'll see it's graduated in 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and when it comes back around to 0, that's 25,000ths of an inch. And where I was getting the 10,000ths on the scale is, you'll see this set of numbers on the barrel, and that'll be if it doesn't line up with 0. So we put it at 25,000ths, and it didn't line up. It went slightly past, and it's between 25, come on, focus, focus, 25 and 26,000ths. Then you would move around until you find the line that it lines up with, and that will tell you the 10,000ths. And usually we don't get crazy enough to go to 10,000ths, and this is 25 and 3/10,000ths of an inch. 25, 253 10,000ths of an inch. So like I said, that's an inexpensive set of micrometers, but micrometers are like tape measures. If you're using the same set of micrometers to measure everything, then you should come up with the same, you know, just like building a house. Anyway, all right, guys. So sorry about that being a kind of a short. Sorry about that being a short video this week. That's kind of all I've got. I've ordered a set of nickel rods, or actually a set. I've ordered 2 pounds of nickel rods to do the repairs on the vise bed. I think we might could get away with brazing it. I just don't think the braze would hold up, and it might. And the nickel and the braze may be just as good as doing nickel. But the vise is cast iron, so if we're going to weld it up, we have to use nickel rods. So that video is either going to be next week or the following week, depending on when those rods show up, and depending on when I get time to work on it. It looks like it's going to be another busy week at work this week. Last week was really busy. I didn't get home till late, a couple of afternoons, and then when I came home yesterday, Glenn and I worked on the dog pen, so that we'll have a place for the dogs to stay whenever Valerie and I go like to the boat or out of town or whatever. So that's it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, you know, all the fun stuff, and I'll see y'all next week.